All right, thank you so much for your patience first thing off this morning. Getting up here is not easy, is it? No. This is probably one of the scarier things that we do is we get up in front of our peers, in front of our family, in front of our loved ones, and we do something that's ourselves, and it's very raw, and it's a piece of us on the inside that we're sticking out there on the outside, and we're hoping that you just look at us and maybe smile. And so thank you so much for helping somebody conquer one of their fears today. And every single one of you performers that maybe have butterflies in your stomach, you're going to be brave. You're going to get up here and you're going to conquer this. And this is going to help you going forward in life. We don't do recitals for the sake of becoming performers. That is actually the opposite of why I put on a recital. I put on recitals because every single one of us, as we go through our life, has to stand up for ourselves and say, hey, I need to talk to you about something, and it's kind of awkward. Or, hey, will you marry me? Or will you go out on a date with me? Or something like, I would like to talk about getting a raise, let alone standing up in City Hall and just saying, hey, there's a problem in my neighborhood. I need help with my neighbors, or I need help with my family, or something. So this is a step in being brave and advocating for yourself and just saying, check this out. This is something I can do that I feel good about. Next up, I should say, we have Kira Carr. She's going to be doing the Spanish guitar. Thank you.
And next we have Caleb O'Neill, who's going to play the Clock Shop.
Live on Facebook with the recital. In years past, I've always gone, I want to get some video. I want to get some photos of my students playing. And every single year I run around and it just doesn't happen. So with technology and my phone that's cleverly disguised as a thesaurus, I'm actually capturing these, and hopefully you'll be able to find them later on Facebook today. If you get pictures of your students of the recital or video and you want to share them with us as well, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Kopp Music. Next up, we have Andy Inkney doing Legend of the Buffalo. And Buffalo is misspelled, and that is my fault. I'm so sorry about that. The Buff-O-Lo. Okay. Come on up, Andrew.
Next up, we have Iris Kaplan, and she will be playing A Merry March.
Next up, we have Julie Fiedler, who's going to be playing the Minuet by Paderewski. And next is Evan Jacobson playing Ode to Joy.
Next, we have Austin O'Neill playing Whirling Leaves.
Next up, we have Fran Bates playing Down by the Bay.
Grab the music.
All right, next up we have Mia Flavin playing Long, Long Ago. Next we have Jonah Schultz playing Joshua Fought the Battle of Jericho.
All right, so for the very end of our program here at the 1 o'clock, we have something a little bit different, not a piano. We're going to be bringing up Leo Schlafer, and he is going to be doing a duet with my husband Andrew. It's Bach's Invention No. 1 and 2 alto saxophones. Now, before they get going, while they're setting up, who has ridden on a carousel or merry-go-round? Okay. Of you guys, who knows the term reaching for the brass ring? Okay, and of those of you that have your hands up, do you know that it's connected to the merry-go-round? So, there's very few of these carousels left in the United States, probably including the world. But if you watch, for you that are older, watch The Lost Boys from the 1980s. You'll get a chance to see this in action. Out in the Santa Cruz boardwalk, there's a carousel. It's very, very old. It's from the very early 1900s. And when you get on that carousel, there is a ring kind of hanging off to the side, this little dispenser, and it kicks down brass rings. And if you're on the outside horses, you want to reach and you want to grab the brass ring, and it will come out of the little clip. And then as you continue around, you're going to take this ring and you're going to throw it to try to like get it into the hole to win a prize. Okay? So we have an inaugural award this year. It's the Reaching for the Brass Ring Award. And this award is designed to go to students that would be moving on into music, but not just to be a band teacher or to teach music or to do something like music therapy. This is somebody that's actually going in music because they see the shiny, they want it, and they're going for it. So first thing you have to do is get in the line for that carousel, and you hope when the gates open up, you're able to get on that outside the horse, and the outside horses, they're the ones that are moving fast, right? And you got to hold on when you're on there, and you have to be brave and reach out away from that carousel to get your finger into the ring as it comes around. It's just one shot that it's going to come around, and you hope that there's actually a ring in there and the dispenser hasn't run out. If you get that thing in your hand and it comes around and you see that target, you better hope you have good aim, and then it goes into that ring. And if you get it in, bells are going to go off, the lights are going to come up, and you're going to win a prize. And that prize is you get to stay on the carousel a little bit longer because it's going to give you another turn. And on that next turn, you're hoping you get on that outside horse, you get the ring, and you can throw it, and you can get it in there again. Best of luck, Leo. It's a fun ride if you can get on. Whoops, hold up.
Oh, sorry. Gotta make it look right. All right, so I get to embarrass Leo a little bit here. I'm not going to let him go without doing that. He was my student until last year?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I gave Leo up was because he wanted to go further in music. He wanted to go to college and pursue music as a career. And I'm a little limited in the colleges and the contacts I know. So I sent him off to someone far bigger and better than me to get those contacts so that he could audition at many, many, many schools all over the world. Well, the U.S. anyway. And he has auditioned at Eastman School of Music, St. Olaf, Northwestern, out by Chicago, the U of M. What am I missing? Michigan? Michigan? All right. And so now he's just waiting for responses at this point. Biting his teeth, eating his nails, going, who's going to respond? Who's going to respond? But I did know him in 5th grade. He started lessons with me. At the time, I asked my wife if I could say this. So I'm sorry if this is really embarrassing. At the time, little Leo comes in, and he looks exactly like Daniel Radcliffe. So I'm sitting there going, I get to teach Harry Potter. This is awesome. And every single lesson, if you have me as a teacher, I know some of you know, the last thing I say is, do you have any questions? And that's a very open-ended question because, of course, it's mostly about the lesson and the music, but they could ask me anything. And every week, without fail, Leo had a question. I don't even remember what they all were. And they were definitely not all about the saxophone, but he always had a question at the end. And that was so cool for me because it was a lot of back and forth and talking. And that's what us teachers love. And that's why we try to communicate with you guys in our lessons and always talk. And it's not just do this, do this, do this, do this, go home. So thank you, Leo, for being such a wonderful student for all those years, for me. There are cookies and juices and carrots and cheese, and please join us afterwards. All the treats are out in the entry area. And thank you so much for coming.